Welcome back to the show, everybody. Right, I'm driving in my car. I think the aircon's on the blink, but it doesn't matter. It's only 30 degrees outside and I need all the windows up because otherwise the sound is going to be shot to bits. The realities of an in-car podcaster in 2025 in a cost of living crisis. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Okay, we're a couple of episodes in by now, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying the format and hoping what we're doing here. I'm still, at the moment, flying by the seat of my pants on this podcast, which is ironic because that is actually what this episode's going to be about as well. It's amazing how everybody gives off this aura that they've got their shit together when we really haven't. And being okay with that is one thing. Being aware of it, not just in you, in other people, is another. Because a lot of the imposter syndrome that I had kicking in the earlier days was this worry that everyone else seemed to know what they were doing while I was just sort of going along, making up what I could, reacting to things, taking leaps of faith here or there, willing to risk stuff for decisions. But coming out the other side of that, not only was I more comfortable in myself in being like that, but then you get to realise, hang on a minute, everyone's like that. That's what business out here is. And one of the reasons why I struggle to change so much, and I should imagine you guys in a similar situation to me that are striving to make money and change their life, one of the reasons why we're struggling to make this change, and we call it imposter syndrome, it's because it's such a different life to what we were used to. We talk about 5-year plans. Yeah, I've got a 5-year plan. It's just about how much money I'm going to make, how I get there. I have no idea, because if this last year has taught me anything since I quit my job, I quit my job thinking I was going to be an Amazon seller, a podcaster, and ultimately somebody that offered Amazon services. Within 3 months, I was winding my Amazon business down and going all in on TikTok Shop because I saw the opportunity and got ahead of the curve. That seemed to have worked, right? That risk hasn't played out financially yet, but it has done in every other way, and we know the money is just coming. It's not even a question, it's just coming. But with that in mind, when you do what I do, you can never plan for 5 years, 10 years. All I'm going to tell you is I will be, I call it a millionaire, I will have made £1 million by the time I'm 50. That's it. No, I've goals and I have alignment of my actions to goals, but actual details, no, I don't have a 5-year plan, I barely have a 5-day plan. It's built on instinct, on graft and chaos. And for those of you that know my network and know my sort of circle, Jenna Marie bringing out the messy clothing range, where it's the chaos mentality. We all resonate with that so much because she's amazingly put it into merch. I'm all over that. I have come from a career when I was 45, I'm 45 years old now, and I've come from a career of rules, policies, procedures, as it should be, right? I'm not saying, oh, poor me, I had rules. Everybody in employment's got rules. I worked on the airlines. Rules were safety, for God's sake. You're up in a tin box with people getting drunk on their way to Vegas. Then I joined the police. You can't get a more hierarchical structure. A disciplined organisation like the police. Every single decision you've made is made with years of precedent. Your discretion on whether to arrest someone is not you making it up, that's actually defined discretion. So I knew exactly what my job was, what my role was, what my box was, and what my ceiling was. I knew it. And then I left and went to join a public servant, a civil service, where it was exactly the same. It was a hierarchy of decision makers, a policy, a procedure that dictated what I could do on the day-to-day. And now, I'm the boss, I'm the admin, I'm the sales team, I'm the caretaker, I'm the lot. And I took a long time to get used to this level of freedom. Because when everyone says freedom, you see the positive connotations behind it. Freedom, look, here I am on the school run, even though my boy's forgot his lunchbox today. I've got to go to Co-op to go and get him some lunch, to drop it back again so he can have some food in a carrier bag. This is still freedom. But the negative connotations of that It's the freedom to choose after decades and decades of having that autonomy taken away from you, not allowed of you. So now not only are you allowed to make your own decisions, it's actually imperative that you do, and you better be bleeding good at them, because otherwise you're risking your business, your family, the money that you've got to live on the day to day, which therefore means your debt, your mortgage. These are the things that you're risking when you make a decision. And I'm saying that as a 45-year-old, and I have business partners that don't have the dependencies that I do. That's not to say they don't have their own troubles. That's not fair. There is no way that my troubles are more important than theirs. No way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, though, we have got different problems. And my problems, my risk, is my family. Right? And I should imagine if you guys are listening to this, because you guys are my audience, we talk about that a lot, it would be your risk too. So what we need to do is follow our gut and be confident that our gut knows what it's doing. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. We'll get into a couple of stories. But right now, I'm at Co-op, I've got to get a packed lunch, and I'll be back in a second. Yes, there was a Greg's next door to Co-op, and yes, I did have a bacon roll. That's the other type of freedom you could have. Right, so what I want to get into it is the gut. You get to follow your gut, which is both liberating and terrifying at the same time. Just this week, we had a real problem with the car, and it came to over $3,500. Suspension, gearbox, yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. And I knew I needed to make more money this month to cover, well, the bills. This is the thing that people don't understand as well. Real life problems happen all the time. And you're working on a basis of roughly knowing how much money you're bringing in and your growth forecast. All it takes is that one thing, right? All it takes is that one thing. Sometimes two things happen, and then the shit really hits the fan. This week it was just one thing, but it was a big thing. Ruled out any holiday we were having, but we're still in growth mode anyway. Essentially, what I did was, right, that's the problem, what's the solution? And this is where you get good after months and years of this. Some people have instinct, some people are better at it, some people when they're younger have the arrogance of youth, and I say that in a good way, to understand what the problem is, deal with the issue and go nuts on it. I knew I needed to raise this $3,500 by the end of the month. Within 2 hours, on speaking to the people in my network, speaking to ChatGPT, speaking to my wife, plugging in my own brain, I knew exactly how I was going to make it back. And again, I went to bed that night and slept because I knew it was something that I could fix. And it's incredible when you've got that ability to do that. And I don't say that in a bragging way. Look, it's not, I'm going to have to work much, much, much harder. I'm just sacrificing my evenings again, having only just got them back for a bit. But I think back to where I was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and all I had was £200, and I wanted to put 30% on that. Knowing now that I can go out and make $3,500 is incredible. What a feeling. It's still daunting. It's still massively daunting, because what if I don't? Right? I'm going to. That's an absolute certainty. But I'd be stupid if I didn't leave 0.5% open for contingencies. That's the nicest way of saying it. But it goes back to what we were talking about in a previous episode. I have built up now this persona, I've built up this brand. I know now that my brand has got value, that it's got transparency, that it's got trust, that it's got goodwill behind it, that I've got a bunch of you that are listening to this regardless of what I'm saying because you like me, and I can't ever thank you enough for that. But in doing that, in building this brand as the honest, trustworthy guy, when I launch something, I know there'll be people that go, yep, I know whatever this guy is charging, it will be value for money. That takes years of building up. So if you want to launch something tomorrow, you can. You don't have to ask permission. Well, this is the thing. If you've got a work policy, yes, of course you should adhere to those. Of course you should. I'm not saying go out and go rogue. But with AI these days, what's stopping you from writing a book? What's stopping you from just talking into AI, half hour a day, for 3 weeks and wallop, there's your book. It can be done. You don't have to ask permission. There's a freedom. It's liberating, especially when you're a parent trying to make it work to fit your life. Because all of a sudden this work smarter, not harder thing, it's kicking in everywhere. Technology and science are making life much easier now to make money. That's true. AI can tell you how to make money. We could never make money on social media before. Social media wasn't even a thing. Bloody hell, you want to lose weight these days? Work smarter, not harder. Take the jab. Take the Monjaro. It makes weight loss easier. It's cheating. Yeah, it's cheating. Who cares if it's cheating or not? It gets you slimmer. It gets you healthier. Who cares? Work smarter, not harder. These old-fashioned traditional ways we have of thinking. If you want to make money, you've got to make money right, and you've got to make it this way. Bollocks, it's out of the window. But the flip side of that is when you don't have rules, you also don't have a safety net. You don't have tradition behind you. You don't have the hierarchy of decision makers behind you. So sometimes when you feel like you're winging it, it's because you are. And what I've found in 2.5 years, 3 years, is that there is no rule book on your kind of business. There's no blueprint for you to make money online. I am the only me there is. Who can write a blueprint for me on how to make money? Who can make a blueprint for you? There is only one you. Your circumstances are unique to you. Only you know what time you've got, what capabilities you've got, but only you know as well how much you've probably been trodden down. So tap into that confidence, that curiosity, that innovation that you have intrinsically inside you. I have people coming up to me, oh, I'm not very creative. Bullshit, you are. It's just been beaten out of you. When you find something you like that matches your values, or find something you like that actually piques your interest, Jesus Christ, man, double down in it. One of the best bits of advice I got early on was find the thing you like and do that 80% of the time. Because the irony was, I got into this for Amazon FBA, and I realised quite quickly it was actually this gob and my personality that was going to make me more money than Amazon FBA could. And my problem was that Amazon was the thing making me the money, and Amazon was the thing that I had put in place as a blueprint to grow. And then someone said to me, no, you want 80% of your time to be the thing that you enjoy and the thing that works, and then do something else 20% of the time. And that was an Amazon seller. It was Hayden. And he was right. And I'll credit him with that, because then I went 80% on my personal brand. And then I started making money through sponsorships and through affiliate marketing and the networking and the podcast. And I made that 100 grand, not through Amazon FBA. It probably worked out right. Probably about 20% of that was Amazon FBA. The other 80% was me. But when you are backing yourself like this, and you're backing yourself in a way that no one's ever backed you before, sometimes your loved ones aren't backing you the same way. We see it, and it's not an anecdote. We've got dozens and dozens of people in our community. At the live events, the questions we get, what do we get if your other half isn't as supportive? The question is that you've got to find that belief in yourself. Because I know that there are people in my community at the moment that are kicking on despite the lack of support they got from their other half. And this confidence they found in themselves is actually defending themselves and going, no, I believe in me. I can do this. When you have the support from your other half, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm very, very, very lucky that my wife supports what I do, so much so that she's on board with it. But even then, with all of the support in the world, self-doubt creeps in. Every single time. Every decision you make, like I said, there's a contingency. What if it doesn't work? Now, if you don't have the support network from your friends and your family, and this is the sad thing, because if you're making money online, 99% of the time, your friends won't understand it, your family won't understand it, and it might involve TikTok, it might involve Amazon FBA, but it will involve something that someone won't deem as a real job. Who cares? Because this thing is making money, and it's bringing you out a side of you that's believed in you more than anyone ever has, or more than you have in yourself ever. You can't put a price on that. But when self-doubt does kick in, it's compounded by the fact that all of these people who didn't back you in the first place might be proved right. Now, what I did, and again, I think this is just inherent in me, and a bit of advice I can give you guys, is flip it. Put your motivation into proving those bastards wrong. Doing things for yourself is all great, Doing things to say, look what I've got, that's all great. But there is no better motivation than sticking 2 fingers up to someone and going, oi, knobhead, look what I did. And you never believed I could. There is no better motivation than that. Tap into that dark side of you. That side of you that wants to stick your 2 fingers up to whoever it is and say, look at that, told you. And that's when we talk about the imposter syndrome. And when you're new into this game, or when you're spinning the plates and you've got your family and you've got your day job and you've got your, sometimes people have got a second job, and then you're still trying to hustle in the background, the thing that will always fall down on the list of priorities is this one, because you're growing, you're moving out of your fixed lane, you're uncomfortable. And then there's people like me saying, yeah, you need to get comfortable in being uncomfortable. But it's the easiest thing to fall back into your fixed lane. It's the easiest thing. Especially when you've got friends and family telling you, yeah, just carry on doing what you're doing. Maybe save a bit, put it in the premium bonds. But you understand, there were times that I really felt that. I launched a mentoring program before I was ready because people wanted me to, and I needed the money. I launched into Amazon FBA without knowing anything. Selling paint, how that never came up as hazardous materials, I have no idea. But I was selling paint. TikTok content creation, never made a TikTok in my life. The very first TikTok on my page is the very first TikTok I ever made. Doing a live event. I booked a venue for 70 people. I launched it and 150 turned up. I didn't have a plan for that. And for those of you that know me, know that, yeah, I plan, but I leave a good half of my preparation time for improvisation, because I know that's when I come good. But that's just me. Some people like to script it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's where my self-doubt kicks in. One day, what happens if I do run out of something to say? What happens if I do flap and I stand on stage and no words come out? In Manchester, I don't know whether it was because I was out of my comfort zone or whether I'd had a couple of drinks the night before. I don't know, but I just got an attack of the anxieties. I wasn't ready. Luke came in, saw me. Next thing you know, I've got a triple gin and tonic. Claire and Robin come in. Robin sees me and Robin says, look, we've got 20 minutes to go. Just go for a walk around the block. And she was right. She was right. So I put down the gin and I went for a walk around the block, and I had a little chat with ChatGPT. Did some breath work, did some things to lower my cortisol, gave myself some affirmations, reminded myself that people were here because of me, not to spite me. Reminded myself that I built this thing from nothing. And if I fell down, everybody in that room would catch me, because that's the community that we've built. But I felt it. I really did. There's an old YouTube or an old podcast episode of me on the balcony in Dubai, standing in Dubai, surrounded by wealth. And I felt it. I didn't feel worthy. But I knew that I needed to subject myself to that environment and expose myself to it to become comfortable in it. Because once I do that, it's mine. And that's the other thing that I need to drive through. You will feel it. There will be self-doubt. There will be times where all you want to do is go back to the comfort of your old life because of the chaos. And it is chaotic, but it's mine. And if you're doing this as well, that chaos is yours. And when the wins happen, my God, there's no feeling like it. There's no feeling like it. When the lows happen, bloody hell, there's no feeling like it. There's none. In the 6 months that Luke and I have been business partners, we've experienced both, and we have come out much stronger people, much stronger business partners because of it. And what Luke and I are doing is that we're building it in public. We're building it with no secrets, with no gatekeeping. We're building the boat as we're rowing it, and everyone's watching, because we want to show others the reality. But at the same point, we know that we've got a support network in others. And the others that are trying their very best to make something of their life, they've got a support network in us. That's the beauty of what we're doing. You don't need to know everything to start. In fact, if you think you do, all that will do is put you off and stop you. You just need to start. You need to be brave enough to try. And month 1 and month 2, they're fun. They're fun. You're learning new things. You've got a lovely new community to throw yourself into for whatever reason. It's months 3 and 4 where it starts to go shit. And all of a sudden, your other half might think, hang on a minute, this hobby isn't going away. And you're starting to battle timings with your family, with your dependents, with your work, with the obligation to the business that you're now setting up, and you're now 3 to 4 months in. It's still not getting the results that you want that quickly. That's when the bravery kicks in. The conviction to keep going. Because those that keep going succeed every time. Nobody can beat the person that won't quit. So if you feel like you're making it up as you go along, if you feel like you're winging it, good. That's how you should feel. What's important is that you're receptive to opportunities. There's going to be times where you're going to take an opportunity and it's going to be wrong. And when you realise it's wrong, you get out ASAP. I've made mistakes. Yes, I've made mistakes. Most of those have been embedded with non-disclosure agreements, so I can't talk about them in the detail that I'd like to. But when I saw mistakes happening, I got out early. Minimise your losses. There are no feelings that you can hurt that will be worth your own sacrifice. None. This is business at the end of the day. This is business. There's times where things go wrong and you look at your team around you and you think, am I still in the right team? Am I still playing the right game? Am I still investing my time in the right things? And it's all right to say no, but as long as you pivot to something else. But you do it again with full awareness that if you're pivoting to something else, you are starting again. And you might be building blocks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in your current thing, but if you switch, you're going to be building block 1 and 2, and you've got to start all over again. This is what Luke and I did switching from Amazon to TikTok. But we knew it was the right decision then, we know it's the right decision now. We look back and we thank God we got out when we did, and we got into the TikTok shop game earlier than most. So the key to this is, we are all making it up as we go along, but we are all receptive to what is going on around us, and we adapt if necessary. You have all got the ability to do that, and it's all based on your values, on your determination, on the time you got available to you, on the money you got available to you, on the opportunity that presents itself to you. So it's okay to be figuring it out in real time. Just don't stop moving. That'll do it for this week. I'm back on the seafront, and of course there's traffic. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.